Yeah, that might help. So instead of my purse, now we have the cool little black bag of.
How am I supposed to get my hand in that thing?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Jeez.
You have a point, though. I didn't think that through. But I also want to cover, so there's some new makeup trends.
This is like something else, but we won't get into that.
In the Netherlands.
How about this? I don't remember picking that one.
All right.
I can tell I
This
get.
one
I picked
Ballerina Shoes by L'Oreal. Paris? Ooh, I'm going to Paris. No, this one's right. Anyways, really quick. I want to cover it. In the Netherlands, you can go and get, it's supposedly harmless and only requires a little bit of pain to apply eye implants or jewelry.
Wow.
It's a new hit in the Netherlands. The procedure is like piercing the ear and can put shapes right inside your eyeball. So that way, if you need to bedazzle the eyeball.
What's a bedazzle the eyeball?
Well, our producer's going to get it up in a minute when. Oh, you know, I'm
What the heck is that?
Where'd you put it, Jess? Aye. He hit me. We're going to have it up right now. Look at
Oh, my God. You're kidding.
She has
Holy.
shapes in the eye.
That's hard to look at.
You can get a heart. Here, I'll get rid of it. You can get a cute little heart. Maybe you can get some flowers.
You found the one thing that makes me cringe. It's
But also, so we cover
mutilating your body like that.
We cover females a lot on the show, but you know
what?
For you men out there that might be watching.
Oh God, no! You would have to. You better bring firearms.
You can bedazzle your beard.
You better bring firearms if you're going to have me do something like that, because you're in for a fight.
Okay, but now we moved on to the beards. You can now add some decor and beautiful to your facial hair. Let's go back to that. It looks nice.
Okay.
And that is Makeup with Stephanie with our wacky.
Boy, was this a weird one all the way around.
I like keeping it weird because then it makes
yes, well, you're bringing it weird to new heights.
No, I saw that and I was like, what is that? Who would do? You would never be able to do that with eyeballs?
Oh, God, no. That whole thing.
No?
That stuff
it requires a little bit of pain.
That stuff freaks me out. Like I say, you found my Achilles heel. That stuff like that.
No, I know. I'm going to forget tomorrow, but at least I have recorded and go back and check it out.
That is, why would you do something like that to your eyeball? What if something happened and you...
It says your eyeball can now be dressed up as your neck.
Of that.
Hey, I mean, some people think their eyeballs are too boring.
Yeah, no. I prefer my eyeballs to see. And
we're good. There's no harm done with it. Very little pain.
Yeah.
But how annoying would that be?
To wait till something goes wrong.
I wonder if you can feel it. You think you'd be able to feel it?
And I mean, I've had metal taken out of my eye. You know, you get metal shavings. You know, we're cutting and grinding and stuff like that. There's nothing that makes you more, or at least me, more nervous than going to the eye doctor. But a couple times of that, and you will wear safety goggles and stuff religiously, because that is no fun at all.
Come on, do it.
Dress up your eyeballs. People go to the Netherlands, get some eye implants.
Come on, do it.
And that's all I got for Makeup with Stephanie.
Wow.
You're welcome. Hey, I threw something in there for the men.
Yeah, flowers in the beard.
Hey, I mean, wedding day. Might be kind of cool. Probably not.
No.
Better than eye implants. Go ahead. Shut me up, please. Cut me off. Thank you.
Stop digging the hole.
I'm not. Eye implants for Christmas. I'll do it myself.
There you go. Yes, just don't flip it. Just don't flip it up. That's why I wanted to get it out of here in case I grabbed it.
It's that one.
Yes, of that. Don't you put that down over there before we get into more trouble as we were working on
Why would we get in trouble?
last Friday.
What happened last Friday?
Yes,
I don't remember.
I guess that's one.
I don't remember nothing.
Yes, I can tell.
Say, that's your fault for putting me on the show. I blame you. Anyways, I'm telling you, I'm losing it. As you can tell from the intro on YouTube.
Here we are, live at 5, kicking off a brand new week on a Moody Monday. And we guess who's moody? Yeah.
Shocker.
Actually, I'm actually very happy. I will have to say this. This phone has a deal on it that you can shut practically everything off except the phone mode.
What's it called? Do you remember?
No.
It's
And I
called
don't care.
Focus mode. No, because people might want to see if their phone has it. It's called focus mode. It's really cool.
Well, now you got 3 of them on there. What, it's got a focus.
It has work time, it has me time, and then the complainer over here, who's not Moody, has now a little one that says Roy time. I wonder which one you're going to pick.
Why can't we
I
just have
simplified it
one?
for you.
Well, no, simplifying it for Roy would just be have one.
Because some people might want to have work time where they can still get their emails, but then they turn off like the Facebook and the Instagram. Some people want me time where they turn off everything but the phone. And then you got to have the Roy time because who the hell knows what that means?
I'm not that complicated.
Yeah, you are.
I just want one. But we're working that way. At least I can shut off all the stuff. And I will tell you.
Why are you complaining?
I will. No.
It has your name on there. I customized it.
Yes. No, I'm very grateful for that because I did. I mean, I got more stuff done this weekend by shutting off most everything, except the only time I really checked any of the social media or the stuff or the news or that. One thing for my own sanity. I mean, the thing, and we'll get into the there's, as usual on a Monday, I mean, all the stuff that goes on in the weekend, and I mean, I get that. I mean, it'll make you moody just if you were in a cheerful mood
every day.
on that stuff. I mean, again, we're turning us all into women, but that's a subject for a different day.
Says the guy complaining about the cell phone that has 3 different names.
I told you, women invented these things.
I know. I think a
just
man
needs
invented
one.
it to turn it off, so that way the wife keeps calling. It's like I was on focus mode. I don't know how to turn it off.
Yes, but I swear, women invented these things because they are way, 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 way too complicated, and you won't, Well, I'm gonna stop digging.
Anybody
I'm
that
going
has
to
a hard time with their smartphone, write in and tell us if it's complicated. Anyways.
On to other things.
I won that battle.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say that's going to cut along generational lines. The older you are, you're going to say yes. They're way too complicated. The younger you are, you're going to say, "Oh no, these things are like."
True, my 4-year-old knows how to work it better than I do, but I'm not going to admit to that.
Exactly.
You don't even know how to use the damn thing.
No, that's exactly right. But yes, I have a hell of a time. I have a hell of a time turning the stupid thing on. Yeah, you're exactly right. There is no doubt about that.
No, but I think that feature on the phone, though, it's really cool, though. The focus time, that way you do get, and it tracks it, too, so you can see how long that you've been off your device. How long are you taking breaks? Because you should always take a break from your device.
Yeah.
Always.
But
I have a hard time doing that, though.
Not all. You should,
day.
and this is what, after this weekend, this is what I think and I'm going to probably, not 100%, but I mean 98.7% of the time. I'm going to check the social media and the news stuff in the morning, and then late in the evening or just before.
You got to do a midday too, though, because all that stuff happens during the day.
That. Well, I did plan because we ran Hair Gel's press conference, but I mean, you know that in the morning if they're going to have, because they put out their calendar.
Do they?
And all that stuff. Yeah, news
didn't know that.
flash. Do you think I just automatically guessed?
I
when
figured
this
you
stuff
probably have like press releases that get sent to you like by bird or something.
Well, yeah, they do that too, but they post it too, like on all their, on their websites or social media stuff and yada yada yada. So I mean, you can find out, the calendar's multiple places for most president, governors,
Really?
and all that stuff. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
but you come up with that stuff. But no, it was absolutely, that on. And that's what I would do. I mean, I would look to, and I think this is more of what we should be looking at, sans the kids having to do this distance learning stuff and what have you.
Well, parents aren't going to have time to look at their devices because they're all going to be busy teaching.
But yes, I would say what you need to do, or I would look to more be doing that, where you just shut off the phone, except like I said. If there is some sort of emergency going on or something, give me a call. And I've always said that the more personal, face to face, phone as you go down to the email.
Call you, I have to listen to your voice.
Da 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 da. And
I already hear it.
But if I tell you something, or I'm sitting face to face, or I tell you on the phone, I know you received the message. Whether.
But see, if I send you a message on Facebook, I know you received it because then it puts your little picture right there.
Well, somewhat, but then a lot of times, like I said, you don't get the context of a lot of times of what is going on there. Is this, is there something going on? Is there not? Is it that? People misinterpret what you're saying, and then you got to spend 15 minutes explaining. No, this was just a funny joke.
This is where men are stupid and don't know how to explain stuff, and women are complicated.
Don't have to say add anything to that.
Moving on.
Yes. So we'll get into the news of the day.
Really quick before you get into your sad crap, or not sad, but annoying stuff. The Giants won and the Dodgers lost. Giants 3.
Well, let's do that one first.
Dodgers 1.
Here we go. This is in, and I was going to do the video on that, but your mom sent in. But I will do this. It's already started. I think basketball is going to the end of the NBA season is going to start this week. I think of that. It's already started. Hit number 4. This is in the Press Enterprises. Marlins deal with coronavirus outbreak. Major League Baseball proceeds with caution. 2 games are postponed Monday because of the first team-wide surge in positive results. Here we go. That's what I've said. What are they going to be? They're going to be. What happens if you now even baseball? What you got 27, 28 players on there and 9 on the starting field. Well, take basketball. You got 5 and 12, 14, 15. Not as many, but you only got 5. What if LeBron James and what's the other guy, superstar? I forget his name on there. Come down with coronavirus of the Lakers.
Right. Your
season is toast. If they can't play, or what are you going to do? Forfeit games or that? You're already condensed down to the end of the season and whatever. Just play the damn, especially the NBA where they're quarantining them all. Well, who cares? Practically nobody's going in the risk factor for athletes. They have nothing to worry about of that. And where they're all quarantined in one spot in the NBA, just let them play. And then let it go through. All through the deal, but it's just like we did with the economy and the opening up and shutting down and opening up and shutting down. That's the worst thing you can do. If you're going to cancel it or you're afraid of coronavirus, then just cancel the season and be done with it. Don't go through these yo-yo cycles or get everybody's hopes up or whatever. Now we can get into the wherefores of it, but what do you say? I mean, I think it's going to do more harm than good if they're going to they started baseball and now they're going to start canceling games everything. It's going to throw.
It's just like I'm getting to the point where it's like, what's the point? But I don't want to think like that. But I'm like, now let's just go to 2021 and just say screw 2020, pretend like it didn't exist. But then that's sad. I think they need to get over it. I think that if the players are sick, get them rested, get them what they need. But still play. I mean, why are we canceling everything? Half these men that are testing positive probably are still fine, walking around, having a normal life. I don't get why they need to cancel everything.
Yes.
I mean, it's just... I get we're trying to slow the spread, but they're going to get it anyways.
So just a short clip here. Here's Governor Hairgel at his press conference today. Just short clip because I want you to hear this of going on. Let's see if
remind you what our effective is in a moment when he speaks. Our effective rates north of 1%. We have 8 counties where we're seeing an increase of infections. We have positivity rates in the Central Valley on the low end of 10.7%, in Fresno, Tulare, and Stanislaus on the higher end, 17.7%.
Okay, so here you go on the enchilada here. So and it is. Let me see. I think I've got it up here of the deal. Let me see if I can get it out. If I got the coronavirus tracker. Yes, here we go. It's in the press enterprise. Here's the coronavirus tracker. This is what Hairgel's talking about. Not only in Central California, but you see Riverside, San Diego, Los Angeles, yada, yada. You look at the coast, the dark blue is more cases increasing like he's talking about. But you're seeing 123 deaths in Tulare, which is roughly equivalent about population-wise, about like San Bernardino, a little bit less. Way less per capita than Riverside, San Diego, or that. But their cases are increasing. It's a big deal. Deaths are not increasing. Deaths are California, 8,000 deaths. Florida, 5,000, or Florida, 5,000. So Florida's half the same.
But where are those numbers starting from? The beginning when this all happened,
right.
Or like
total to date. New York
is that off COVID numbers though? Because we all know that the COVID numbers are BS.
New York at 20 million of that. On top of the deal of that, and you go to the deal, and it's just crazy. You're let me see if I can answer that.
There you go.
There you go.
It's like, where is?
Yes, but no. Let me see if I can get my tracker back up. Of that. No, you've got the cases going on up across there, but New York has 33,000 just in the state of New York, and they're roughly the same population as Florida, half of California, and did all the same thing. And as we did, what was it, Thursday, I think, or Friday, Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, the experts said she did everything wrong. No mask, no mandates, no nothing per much of that. And had the big 3rd of July with Trump at Mount Rushmore and the whole thing, and no big coronavirus breakouts anywhere, no big death things going on, no big death totals of that anywhere except one meatpacking plant, which they've been breaking out all across it for there's something about meatpacking plants that makes this thing spread like crazy.
Right.
Now, why don't you figure that out and see why that would give you some clues into what's going on? But you run all this stuff, and we got Dwayne on the line, but I just want to run this. And why I brought that up, Kern County, which was in the tracker and part of that in Central California, the greater Bakersfield area is Kern County. That's a major hot spot or major population area. We had Dan Erickson. We ran the video of that and he runs Accelerated Urgent Care, which was one of the biggest testing places up in Kern County. Your mom sent this in just before the show, so I want to play it on that. But he had some good information on that. There was a big summit on Capitol Hill with a bunch of doctors saying open things up, open the schools. This is what Dan Erickson had to say going forward here on the
cases. 5,000 new cases in Houston. Okay, a case is a person healthy that tested positive, the vast majority. But the public hears cases and thinks, oh my goodness, these are sick people. No, the vast majority, 99.8% of people get through this with little to no progressive or significant disease. But the cases, every day, all the major media, the cases. That is not what we should be talking about. Hospitalizations, that's fair. Deaths that are appropriately coded on a death certificate, that's fair. And I stress appropriately coded. Our testing has been taking about 7 to 10 days.
Okay, I want to stop right there. And just like Kelly Victory said, cases mean nothing per
Right.
se. Most of the people.
That's why I want to know, why aren't they talking about the death?
Yes.
Why aren't they talking about the hospitalization?
Of
They
that.
say they're full, but then you hear on the other hand how they're all empty.
Well, yes, we
You
have
hear we're running out of
65%
ventilators, but then we have a
occupancy.
ton extra.
Yes, because like in Riverside County and that, and up in Kern, Bakersfield, Fresno, and up in the Central Valley, there's not a lot of hospital beds per capita per se. Orange County, San Diego County, LA County, San Francisco, Alameda County, and there. You go up to Modoc County, I don't know if they even have a hospital. It's so small.
Right.
You know, whoever says that on the deal, but that's why you're gonna do that. But Dwayne Skyped in, and see if you can put him on the inside screen like you usually do in the inset screen. What do you got? What made you chime in, Dwayne? If you're there, we're not. Well, he was. See if the settings are working on that. But
He's gone.
oh, maybe he dropped out. But maybe I shut him off. Who knows? No, he's in there or he was up there in the front. But no, you said it exactly right. What you got to worry about is the death rate. If the death rate is not going crazy of that, and we know if you not, I heard it, 92% of all people who have died of coronavirus in the United States had one and multiple and probably more than one pre-existing heavyweight comorbidities, as they say, medical condition, and they are extremely skewed to the elderly population. I think the average age in California that have died of COVID-19 is 72, and I think nationwide it's like 75.
I don't know. I see where people are scared. I see where people have the fear. I think it's genuine. I do. But I also think that they should have that fear when it's flu time. I think that people need to maybe realize their health and the things they could do to improve that. And I think it would go a long way. I don't think hiding indoors and allowing all these viruses to get stronger is a good idea at all. I think that
precisely my point.
I don't. And then I go back to, I think a lot of people had COVID and maybe they had the flu too, or maybe they had COVID and they had a cold. I mean, all these people that are dying from it have COVID and something else. It's not that they just had COVID.
Yeah,
I think people stop caring about their health a lot.
Again, it's like this thing does its own thing. I mean, it was going through it started in San Francisco, came down Southern California. Now it's working its way back up Central California. Of that, it's kind of coming back in Riverside, Los Angeles County, but the coasts are staying a little bit on the deal. But as we're doing this stuff, again, it makes no sense of California and New York.
Right.
Why do we have 8 to 9 times less deaths per capita when we've done almost exactly the same thing? Locked down at the same time, ordered the masks at the same time, yada, yada, yada.
And now they're talking about a lockdown again. I don't see where that's going to be any benefit.
Are we doing
another lockdown? Or are we not? I don't know what the hell
I'm
doing.
telling you, it's I use the air conditioning euphemism as that. But I mean, it has to do in most cases with population density, and in the enclosed, the more enclosed, the closer together your environment is, the more susceptible this thing is, and as with any virus, is susceptible to spreading. The cold, the flu, whatever, spreads through densely populated, air conditioning, tightly packed deal. Wearing masks of the stuff, because I've said it. I have yet to see the evidence where they have said it's going to stop it. They said slow the spread, and I think the evidence is fairly clear. The mask may slow the spread, but you're just prolonging the inevitable. I think that's why it's coming back, and it's going to continue to come back on this stuff until it runs its course. Until
And then we're going to be in flu season. And then it's, oh my gosh, everybody has COVID again because those flu results are going to pull some type of COVID some magic way. I'm over it.
yes,
I'm like so over it.
there is no reason. What is concerning me about
I think
this?
people need, if you don't want to be out and you don't want to get it and you don't want to be in the stores and you want to be
Yeah,
safe,
you stay
don't go
home.
outside.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't say if
But
you
everybody else, like now, honestly, I'm starting to freak out a little bit and like get scared about getting it. I don't know why. Now I just have this fear. But I still want to go out and live my life. I can't live in four walls and pretend like that's living because it's not.
yes.
I don't want to live like that.
Yeah, yes. There's
I'd rather live less days here on Earth, happy doing new things, than live a
thank
longer life
you.
in a house watching the same show. I mean, you can only watch Netflix for so long. I mean, come on. I've watched, you know how many times I watched The Grinch? Oh my God. I know the whole word. Like, I know the whole movie.
I mean, yeah. Well, what would you trade? Let's say you were given the choice. Let's say you were given 10 years, absolutely healthy life. Do do whatever you want. Be that, or 40 more years and you're sitting there in a hospital bed, hooked up to tubes. You're paralyzed from the neck down. What do you choose?
Can we go 20 years versus 40? Because 10's not enough.
I mean, what I'm
I
trying to
would
make
still pick the 10 over the 40, but
right.
I mean,
I'm
let's
trying
go
to
like
make
20.
it. Yeah, which would you pick? I mean, I'm sure there's probably somebody that would take
Stephen
the 40
writes in and
years.
says, "Where's the evidence that air conditioning is to blame?"
We went through all that of the studies.
Come on,
and,
Stephen.
yes, we put all the studies out on that.
Air conditioner's not to blame. They just recycle the
yes,
same
it's a recircular.
Like you're supposed to open a window or something, right?
Yeah, and I
To
understand.
bring in the outside air.
Before Stephen goes apoplectic, I understand commercial
Come on,
air
apoplectic,
conditioning.
Stephen.
Commercial air conditioning is better because they do recirculate more of the air, but it still recirculates some of the air, and that's how this stuff gets into trouble. And it's been, the studies go to even the CDC has put it out. They've been studying this about, and even with the coronavirus, it is broken out in the high density where that you put people in an office building, and then all of a sudden the stuff starts going wazoo. So that's why they're and it just makes sense. The more compact your deals. Why are they doing what they have? One of them down in L.A. at one of the shopping
His
malls.
words, not mine, Stephen.
One of the shopping malls out there is doing outside dining now in the parking garage.
A lot of them are.
Yeah,
I love it.
Well, then I do too. But it did nothing make me more happier than Clam to do everything outside. But what is the big difference? Why is it okay to eat your food outside versus inside?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. But I do get, it does make sense though when you say to like crack a window when you're running the air conditioner in the house to bring in that fresh air instead of just rerunning the same stuff, because then it's just recycled
And
right, Stephen?
that's how this stuff, that's how this stuff circulates in that that.
But I really
venue.
don't get, I mean, you sit at a table outside with everybody sitting around you versus inside. I mean, wouldn't it all kind of go around at the same?
And Kelly Victory's gonna be in tomorrow, and there was some mass studies about the whole thing, how it goes on, and that we'll because now the big thing is the mask thing on. But
What's going on with masks now?
The whole thing that masks are preventing this. So masks will save you from any ill that ever's created in the world now. But we'll get into the studies of that tomorrow. Of the latest studies of the Florida research that they're all trying to push on this whole thing, and I'm gonna be curious to. I've got to send Dr. Kelly, the links to that and get her opinion of it, because I will. I've got some questions on it. I'd like to have an expert opinion like hers on it, of what's going on the deal to.
You know what? I think the allergies are really bad right now.
Oh,
Do you have allergies?
Oh,
Seasonal
yeah.
allergies?
Actually, as I've gotten older, I've gotten.
You know what? I think I'm just allergic to you. That's probably what it is. I was trying to
You're
think
going
back.
to say that regardless
Yeah.
anyway.
But no, really, it's like I can feel like the sinus.
No, actually, no. As I've gotten, I used to hate.
I think it's because I've been locked inside so long.
Well, again,
I have house allergies.
I used to hate mowing
Instead
the
of
lawn
seasonal.
or the spring season when the plants were trees or whatever were pollinating. It would trip me into all kinds of just do that. But as I've gotten older and stuff, I've adapted much more to it, and I don't get. Which is weird. I mean, but I'm weird. Everything on me works backwards. I get healthier as I get older.
No, you don't. You've been to the hospital twice in 1 year. Well, that wasn't health related. That was just like
Yeah, that's because
brain. That was brain related. And then he lost the fight to a Black Widow. Loses a fight to a Black Widow. I'm just kidding. Crap. Now I'm going to get bit twice. Damn it.
yeah, I wouldn't mess with those.
No, but really, you are like the healthiest person I know, and it really pisses me off because I don't know how. He is. He's always right, too. All right, one day we're going to take you down. And it's going to be a glorious freaking day.
I see.
Wait.
Yes. You live. You see, the benefit of me is you live for that moment. That live,
1
that-
minute.
that
1 minute.
moment-
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Sean.
You're living for that moment that you're gonna. He's going to be wrong one day.
You will be. You will be.
Actually, I'm probably wrong a lot, but over the years I've just gotten better at covering the tracks.
You're always wrong.
No, actually, I said
We just let you roll with it.
I've said that.
We feel bad for you, so we just
30 seconds.
The reason I tell people say, well, how do you know so much about this, that, and the other? And I say, because I probably fouled up 100 things to everything you've ever done. But I said them stuck right, the where you foul it up sticks in your brain. And if you use that or don't do it
All
again,
right, here we go. 10 seconds.
you'll be fine.
B90am.com and download your free phone app today. IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees.
So there's that funky slide guitar music that comes on every Monday through Friday on the Mighty Vet 1490 KMET. As we roll into that. No, I wanted to hear of that. And what is today? It is a Moody Monday
Wow,
on
that
that.
was horrible.
Everything's going Moody. No, but since I didn't got to, why was and your mic's hot? Why weren't we able to get Dwayne on Skype?
He's not on Skype anymore.
Well, yeah, but why wasn't he able to get? He was on there, and all of a sudden he just went poof.
I don't know.
Oh,
Do we need to talk about that right now while we're
yeah.
on air?
Well, I was just kind of curious to what was going on.
Now you guys know what's been going on.
Yes,
that we've been trying
on
to
that.
hide.
We
What if
covered
we always
that.
talk about problems when we're on air? Hey, at least we keep it real here. We're not covering up
Yes.
anything.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot of stuff that you never will. You won't learn on
You
the
see
other
how the
show.
magic happens.
Yes, you see how this. You see how the sausage is being made on this show.
Well, no, I never want to watch that.
That we covered a lot of stuff on this, and like we said on that, we covered the over the pro sports teams, and baseball's already canceling 4 days in, and they're canceling games already because Seattle Mariners got coronavirus. A couple people on the team got.
But I do want to throw out there again: the Dodgers won 3-1. Or no, Giants. Damn it! The Giants won 3-1. I just messed the whole thing up. I quit. I'm just kidding. But go Giants. Haha, Dodgers.
Stephanie, the sports reporter.
I should never, because earlier I called a baseball team a football team.
Yes.
What did I tell myself right now for that? Anyway.
Yeah, I would cancel any aspirations of being the sports reporterette on that.
I'll get it. Don't
Yeah,
challenge
right.
me. I'll do better than you can. Watch out. Anyways,
Yeah.
Fox Sports already tried to give me a
that.
contract. I denied it. I said no. I like true with Roy. Anyways, moving on.
One thing of that, and sad note on that. Today, as we're talking sports, Richard Petty, king of stock car racing, 200 wins, was really the first superstar of that. His brother was chief mechanic, engine builder, a lot of time Maurice Petty. He passed away this weekend. We used to call him the chief. He was kind of like the behind-the-scenes guy. He ran a little bit. He drove just a little bit, but found that he liked the mechanical and especially engine building more than that. And he was a quite famous, in the NASCAR ranks of doing that. And I think built practically all of the engines that Richard Petty did win his 200-plus and 1,000-plus starts in what is now Nextel Cup competition. Of that, he passed away and he was Richard's younger brother, I think by a couple of years or so. But he was a pretty cool dude of that. Very opposite of personality, where Richard was like a people person, talked to that with the fans. Maurice was like 180-degree opposite, like quiet, da-da-da, but a really talented guy. But he will be missed on that. So I just wanted to get that out there for all you NASCAR fans that watch that on that. So rest in peace, Maurice the Chief Petty.
Definitely.
On that. We also covered some of the stuff like the baseball thing of that. And Dr. Erickson, who we had on from Accelerated Care up there, was at a news conference of that in Washington with a whole bunch of doctors that were saying, this is nothing to worry about. Like they said before, get the schools open. The death, who cares if everybody is infected with coronavirus? In fact, and I didn't specifically hear them say it, but like Dr. Kelly Victory, who will be on tomorrow, said it's a good thing. We got to get to herd immunity to get rid of this. This mask wearing and all this stuff is just prolonging the inevitable. And we went through all the stuff in the first part of that. And of all the statistics, let's just stop the BS.
And I think that, like I've always said too, like I think the chances of you not coming in contact with it and not catching it has got to be way slimmer than getting it. Like it has to be. I just don't see, unless you don't go to the store, you don't have anyone touch anything, you're living off your land, I don't see how you're not going to come in contact with it. Stephen writes in, how is the majority of cases of COVID spread? Airborne or by personal contact? I would say both.
Yeah, I
would say more. No, I would say more personal contact. I mean, doesn't it live on plastic substance for a week?
Well, yeah, but actually what they're saying is, yeah, it does, from my understanding of it. But they said your risk of getting it from a package or being a package or somebody touching a package or something is very slim. Most of it, that's why the oratory of why the whole mask thing is going on now, because that's how they're saying this is spread, is because of that. But like I say, we'll break down the study tomorrow of that, and we'll get Dr. Kelly's opinion on this one Florida university study that's come out that everybody's going gaga about how it travels forward, and now it's up to 12 feet. Hair Joe was saying a couple weeks ago it was going to go 26 feet, and I said, well, yeah.
How do you even know that?
Yeah, well, they do with you. The 26 feet is really ridiculous. Well, yeah, if you probably coughed and you were standing behind, and you were standing with your back to 100-mile-an-hour tailwind, and it caught it, and yeah, it could probably drive at 26 feet, but what are the odds of that's going to happen? But that's primarily the whole deal behind this whole big new mask thing.
I don't like all these studies and all these masks and all these shutdowns. over this. I don't get it. Why haven't we done this before? When there was more serious diseases out there and cases, why didn't we shut down like this prior?
Yeah.
Why now? I mean, again, I go back to I like and appreciate us trying something different, but I mean, how long have we been in lockdown? Like a year? And
It seems like it, yes.
I don't even remember
Over
how
4
old
months. Over 4 months now.
It's ridiculous. In 4 months, and we still don't have it down pat on how this spreads, how far it can go, how masks help, how they don't help. How have we not figured it out after 4 freaking months? If it was that serious, teams would be all over it. They would have been like, it would have been solved like that.
I mean, who followed the mask?
Why can't we put more effort into pedophiles and cancer as we do with COVID?
Amen.
I mean, it's freaking COVID. Okay, I'm going to shut up now.
No, you're right, but no, you're on a roll.
I know, but I was about to say some
yes,
words,
well, stop
and I don't want
rolling.
Sean to get mad at me.
Yes.
Because he gets mad a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes for
Sean
good
never
reason.
gets mad at me.
Of that. But no, you're exactly right. I mean, who followed the mask wearing, social distancing lockdown deal to a T? The greater New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut area. And what, there's 50,000 of almost half of the deaths are in that one concentrated little area. And they followed it to a T of the protocols of going on. California to the great outdoors of that, like I say, per capita, 8 to 9 times less death rate because we're less dense populated versus New York, upstate New York, which is more like the rest of the country, not all jam-packed in there, living in like, living in like packed in like sardine cans. And the whole thing. I mean, how many pictures did we see of New York City where the streets were completely empty?
Right.
During this whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is like, hasn't been seen for 100 freaking years.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then how are baseball players getting it if there's no fans from each other? Why aren't they locked down?
Well, they're canceling games and all that other stuff.
The whole thing's dumb.
Yes. Of that, and again, like baseball players, they're healthy in their 20s to 30s. They have most of your athletes have infinitesimal risk of dying from COVID-19 or even having any complicated symptoms of it. If somebody is or whatever, and they're not having any symptoms of it, what the big, we all understand, and what is the I gotta snore.
Oh my God, I'm trying to pretend like I don't hear it, but oh my God.
Of that.
We're so professional around here. I love it.
Yes. Well, somebody's not got to be. People are too hung up on all this stuff. That's why we're all neurotic about it. This is a great way. Well, that's a good thing. I'll tell you what. Here's a CBS 2. This. They're driving everybody absolutely crazy. This is a good one to play at this time.
Masks, but there's no doubt many of us are worried about work.
I'm so grateful I still have my job.
Scared about school.
I'm a college student, so...
And of course, stressed about state.
There you go, just on that one. And we'll go run the rest of it. College student, again, probably in his 20s. What the hell does he got to be scared of? Let's let the rest of this thing roll.
Safe.
Right now, we're going to go get a cocktail. So we'll see what the environment is. We'll see where we sit and how close people are. And if it's not something that we feel comfortable with, we just don't do it.
You're not...
Again, yes.
But are you going to drive home after you have that cocktail?
Yes.
Probably.
You probably more risk of, getting in an automobile accident and dying than you are of most people than dying of COVID-19. Let's get the rest of the story in.
Alone if the pandemic has you feeling more emotional and frustrated than usual.
A lot of anxiety. I've never had so much anxiety ever since the shutdown in March. As you see, I've overshopped only because this is my 1 hour window. I'm able to escape.
A little retail therapy.
So now we're using it as an excuse to go shopping and charging up the credit card on the deal because we're...
That's brilliant.
Yes.
You go, girl.
Only a woman could come up with that kind of logic. Here we go.
Therapy could help, doctors say. So does getting outdoors. Lucky for us, Southern California
Listen
has a
to
lot
this.
of something retired Dr. Alan Furman says could really help.
Beach is especially good with regard to the noises of the wind and the water. See, that all catches your attention, and your stress level just drops. You feel good.
It'll take all.
There you go. Now, how many times have we heard and the lockdown on the beaches and stay away and you're gonna all kill yourself? And that was the big rhetoric. Oh yeah, people were spreading this because they were at the beaches, yada yada yada. But the protesters weren't, and they had to finally give in on that. Now there is a doctor. Let's see if we can replay that again here in a second. There was a doctor who just told you it gets rid of your anxiety. And
What does?
Being at the beach, hearing the waves, getting outdoors, yada, yada, yada. But how many of you heard, if you're out at the beach and you're crowded and it's going to spread coronavirus, and that's why we got to wear the mask because everybody was at the beach. There was these big crowds at the beach, and that's what got all this stuff started, and yada, yada, yada. Now, this doctor's telling you 180 degrees opposite on CBS Channel 2. This is not the hillbilly nutcase over here spouting off that you guys want to say that you want to take evidence. There you go from that. Let's roll the rest of the report.
A whole lot of beach days to ease the tension of 2020, from the death of Kobe Bryant to the COVID crisis, continuing protests and social unrest. It's been a lot.
Uncertainty is particularly challenging for the human mind because it tells us we can't relax. We need to stay vigilant. We don't know what's going to happen next.
Socially distancing with...
There you go. There's Dr. Eppel from the University of San Francisco telling you it's making people crazy.
It is.
You don't, and that's what it is.
So many people are so much angrier now, and like they're just talking crap on Facebook or different media platforms. People are just angry and mad.
And it's sad. I don't blame them.
But people should be focused on how to make things better, how to make life better, how to come together and drop all the protesting crap and just be happier.
It is. And like she said, it's the fear, the anxiety of that. Like,
and I think with the confidence and like you're saying, insecurities is going to make anyone mad.
And I mean, look at, and I bet you, I'm going to ask you the question of that with your kids not going to school. Maybe for a whole year now, they're going to miss a whole year of education of this. Not just even of that. Look at the damage that's going to get in. That should cause most any parent anxiety of what the hell's going on.
That causes my kids a lot of anxiety. One of my children, all of them miss their friends, and they're all different ages, so their emotions are different. But my older two really miss their friends. They get upset about it. I've had one that's crying because he wants to go back to school. He just misses his teacher. He misses learning. He's worried when he goes back to school, he's going to be stupid, and he's going to have to redo back to kindergarten, and he's going into 3rd grade. Like, my child should never fear any of that, any of it. He should be excited to learn and to excel and to get higher test scores than his brother on the spelling test. Like, just go back to how it was. And I'm not a teacher.
And even so, yes. And again, it's this whole thing, and the whole thing we've done, creating the anxiety of the uncertainty of all this stuff. You don't know. You don't even know what to plan for of that. You don't.
I know all these back to school sales are going on. Parents are buying backpacks, school supplies. It's like,
for what?
Joke's on you. But at least now, though, positive thinking. I'm gonna throw it out there. You don't need to buy the pants and the shorts for back to school. You just got to get the T-shirt. Because Zoom, you ain't going to see no pants. So you get to save some money.
Are you saying people are wearing no pants?
On their Zoom stuff. Well, they can wear, little Timmy can wear his pajama pants.
Remember we ran the video of the mom who walked across naked?
I'm saying the little kids can wear the pajama pants. Parents just need to buy the new T-shirts. Or save the money. You don't need to get a backpack because you ain't going nowhere.
I want to cut this because we also had the Black Lives Matter thing with the baseball and all that. And NBA's talking about it. Football, we had the little NASCAR ordeal over that. If you don't believe Black Lives Matters is on top of this, is a Marxist organization is organizing this. Again, this is Brittany Hopper on Channel 2 News with the report about there was a protest down in L.A. I think Hollywood supporting the Portland protests, or, the Portland stuff going on, and who's organizing it and what. Here's Brittany Hopper from Channel 2 News.
The people out here peacefully protesting for the most part in front of the federal building, but as you can see now, they've all gone home.
Can hear the message. Feel the message.
Black Lives Matter organized a protest Sunday afternoon in front of the federal building in West LA, drawing thousands of people.
I'm out here because we stand in solidarity with Portland. We want to defund the police, and that's why we're out here today.
Protesters say they are against President Trump, against the federal police, and in solidarity with what's going on in Portland, which has been a focal point in the nation of nonstop protesting since the death of George Floyd. Protesters and federal police have been clashing daily in Portland.
So you're
Protests
seeing
in
the
LA
video
have
of that.
simmered down until now.
It's our right to protest. We have a duty to protest.
At one point during the protests, a group of religious people tried to clash with the BLM protesters, and some fights broke out. During the protests, LA County Sheriff's deputies guarded the federal building, fearing folks might try and break windows, causing destruction and violence similar to what we've been seeing in Portland.
So there you go. Black Lives Matters is organizing a protest in Westwood, which is by where UCLA is, the campus in there in the west end of town, of supporting what's going on in Portland, where they're burning down federal buildings. The mayor and everybody is letting this happen, backing the cops off. Trump and this is put in people to support the federal, to try and save the federal buildings. And we had a discussion with Richard Ryder on Thursday about that, which is the best way to go on that. But notwithstanding that, there you go. Black Lives Matters is organizing the protest down here of what's going on top of that. And he says, you've seen the violence of what's going on in Portland. It's day 60. 2 months of this as Portland has been occupied by the Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and that, and who's supporting it. So when you support Black Lives Matters, that's what you support. This is the guy at the St. Louis Cardinals game stenciling the Black Lives Matter on the field at the baseball game. So when you are supporting Black Lives Matters, that's what you're supporting. Against the cops, against America, against our president. All that stuff goes along with it, against Marxism and anywhere else. I don't see how there can be any question about this.
So, okay. I have a question about this. Of course. Now, people that go out, what if they want to support Black Lives? Like I had shared when they did the black screen, I didn't know what it all stood for. I thought I was genuinely supporting Black Lives. I liked how they did it. It was quiet. It was through media. It was like, hey, I got your back. You're not alone. Maybe, and do you think that maybe these people just don't get it? Because there's major things that are supporting it, major platforms that are supporting it, major businesses that support it. Do you think they don't know what it stands for? Regardless, even if they
don't know, it's because they don't want to know. It's just like you. Okay, I'll give you, if you didn't know and you're saying, oh yeah, that sounds great, Black Lives Matters, yada, 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 the way they were presenting it. Oh,
yeah,
well,
because I got it off a post. They were like, hey, share this to support Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And I mean, it was a beautiful thing.
But when you were enlightened as to what was actually behind all of this, then you're saying, well, wait a minute. No, we're not doing this.
Right.
So this is what they're about. How are they putting up with Trump as a coward and all this, and screw the cops and all this other stuff that they're doing? There is no question about it. And in the beginning, I'm going to give a month ago, or when the George Floyd thing started, before this was all but we had it in the Colin Kaepernick 4 years ago, but people were trying to poo-poo it, and it kind of drifted off and went away, and but it came back again. Now there can be no. Went through all this stuff. You've heard it in their own words. We are a Marxist organization.
Right.
So and continue.
I'm just mind boggled that. I mean, now you have Major League Baseball supporting it. Why would they support that?
That's why when the whole Bubba Wallace thing go to NASCAR in the news between a knot and they don't know the difference and all that, and we're supporting Black Lives Matter and everybody else, football, everything, National Football League of that, or anybody. When you support Black Lives Matter, that's what you're supporting.
And I just, to me, that right there is saying so much more racism than
Thank you.
not saying it. And I don't mean to sound insincere or anything like that, but to me, it's more hurtful seeing that. So I don't matter. My kids don't matter. Like, I'm not even racist. I don't see an African American. I don't see a Hispanic. I don't see an Asian walking down the street and I'm judging them. Like, why are you now assuming that everybody that is walking past you sees that you're black or that your life doesn't matter or anybody's life? I don't get why we need to make such a big deal about it, because honestly, it's pissing me off. And I think a lot of other people are getting irritated and frustrated with it more than if we just said, all right, let's just drop this. Let's get peace within each other. Like, they're just making it a war now, and they need to stop doing that.
Here's a short clip I want to get in. Here's another damning deal from coronavirus. It's on ABC 7.
So has the consumption of alcohol, which may have led to a beer shortage. Warehouses aren't as full as they used to be, and in states like Pennsylvania, breweries are working nonstop to keep up. But the lack of supply may also be due to a shortage of cans and bottles. Beer that would have ended up in kegs at restaurants and bars is now being sold at home in cans.
So now we're creating a beer shortage because as we shut the...
I want to cry right now.
Yes.
Like, my eyes are really watering up.
Of that. Well, yeah, because,
just kidding.
there was a certain amount that was...
What the hell?
There were, because, your bars and whatever, and, there was a certain amount, there's so many percentage, let's say 25%, or I don't know what it is, was going in kegs.
Shortage of beer. Don't mess with me right
to
now.
that. But now, since most of that is closed down and people are drinking more at home, the can and bottle manufacturers were set up to, let's say, produce 10 million cans and bottles a year. Well, now they got to deal 15 or 20 because everybody's buying at home and they ain't got enough production to do that. So we got a beer shortage on top of that over coronavirus because of that, because you can't go to your local pub or restaurant, or most cases, and order a beer or a drink, or, and order a beer.
Well, when it rains, it freaking pours, people.
You got it.
And you're going to end the show on that note?
Well, no.
I hope not.
We're going to end up that, what's up, Doc?
I need a beer.
Well, you might need a carrot. They're good for your eyes. But this is
actually a myth. But
this is the 80th birthday of Bugs Bunny. He debuted on the scene 80 years ago, and countless generations. Who doesn't love Bugs Bunny or the cartoons or the Warner Brothers of that? But
I used to watch them all the time growing up.
Yeah, and it's been timeless of that.
Who do you like better, Bugs Bunny or Tweety? Or Sylvester the cat?
I like them all. You had Chuck Jones and Friz Freeling and Robert McKinson. They were the guys that wrote it and produced that.
Oh.
Chuck Jones was good
job, Chuck Jones.
The main guy behind Bugs Bunny, I think. Of that, he had a studio. And I don't remember if he had a studio down in L.A. you could go look at. I don't remember. I think Chuck Jones may have passed here recently, but don't quote me on that. I probably shouldn't have said that. But
I vote for Tweety.
Yes, of that. It's all fun and games on the deal. But we'll be back tomorrow on the show as we
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, on Taco Tuesday of that.
Tacos.
If we can find somewhere to buy them.
We can buy them. We just can't eat them again. And we can't drink beer either.
Yeah, there you go. Until then,
can we do?
we're gone.